Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Icenia campaign. My voice is a little at its end right now, so apologies if I'm a little hard to hear. I, as usual, am situated right next to my mic, so I probably am never hard to hear in this series, but hopefully you don't mind the extra hoarse voice situation. Last time, we beat some barbarians in the north of Britannia in a historically accurate little situation, although they were wearing very suspicious Roman-style armor. I guess it's because the mercenaries wear that armor, and the barbarians just have the mercenary model. Who knows the mysteries of the ancient world? Anyways, last time we also were getting the remainder of our infrastructure set up. We have this last mine being finished, and we could look at potentially other infrastructure projects to make us some money. Each of these mines is doesn't have to be mines, but each of these buildings is like 150 to 200 gold investment that gives us a 1 gold per month return, more or less, with the trade good, plus the taxes from the actual slaves, although that's going to be pretty minimal for now. Later in the game, that may be more substantial. So there's the question of what other resource could we harvest in our land here. The issue is essentially we don't really have enough slaves. We barely had enough slaves to just squeeze them into this current arrangement, and I drained slaves from all over the nation to kind of make that happen. So we don't really have the capacity for slaves, or not capacity, but we don't have the slave amount that we need to pull off another concentration like that, which means we may need to make more slaves. And there's a few ways to do this. One is to go around warring with people and enslaving them, which obviously, with our current aggressive expansion, is going to be a little hard to pull off. Plus, there's not really an obvious target. We still have a non-aggression pact with, or rather a truce with Brigantia. Although, actually, in a few months, this will be over, so perhaps we could proceed from there. We're in the middle of the tribal reform mission. There might be a mission after that we can pick after this one to advance into the Caledonia region, which includes Caledonia and Hibernia. But for now, we would have to rely on getting a claim. We'd break the truce, and we have no claims. So this would be a very bad war to initiate right now. We could get a claim, which would cost, unfortunately, political influence, which is the main thing holding us back right now. As much as I would like to just do something with my army, put them to use in some form, I cannot justify 20 political influence for that for such little gain. It would just be probably just feeding land to my little friends in the north or something. I don't know. I have to really think about what I want to do on the Isles. But in the meantime, our long period of recovery, aggressive expansion, sort of dropping, and stability boosting can just continue. I said before we were going to have quite a while of sort of inactivity after the Northern Wars were over, and this is that period as we build up our navy and prepare to enter a monarchy government. Once we do that, we may have slightly better options in terms of what we do next, but anyways, let's resume. We're just getting our ships built. Very good. Get these folks together. So this is our first of 3 Hibernian. What are we? Let's see here. First of 4 Hexeres. Where are my other? Shouldn't I have more Liburnians? If I'm building 4 Hexeres, I should have 8 Liburnians. Did I not build 2 Liburnians? I'll build them over here, because this port is preoccupied. I might consider actually building more ports, but I only want to build them in cities, and I need to build cities for that. I need political influence to build cities, so obvious problem is obvious. Let's just resume. This is going to take up slow, but given just enough time, it will get there eventually. It's just a waiting game, and we're very safe right now. Our manpower is almost maxed. Everything's looking really solid. I wish I could use my manpower for more things, but if we hit our cap, and there's not really an obvious target, I'm going to try not to worry too much about wasted manpower recovery. It happens, you know. And I did check, there is no raiding mechanic. I was kind of wondering, is there like a CK2, CK3 style? I guess at the time of this game it would have been CK2 style. Ooh, hello pirates. This is the other thing I was looking for. Will pirates run by? So pirates are one of the main ways you can get more ships, aside from building them. And that's because if you attack a pirate fleet and you defeat it, you can actually steal many of their ships. They tend to be smaller ships as well. However, our fleet is definitely not good enough to beat that fleet. We would need about that size or more. And with mixed heavy units, I think the pirates tend to have really good, they've got really good commanders that spawn on them. Really good, like, naval commanders. So we'll just hope they kind of leave us alone. They may do something to draw one, or they may just go through here. That's fine. Let's not worry too much about that. Domnonia still has its loyalty problems, but that will go away. We could use one of our province investments. We have one remaining. Could do something over here in Kantiakia. Possibly give us another local import route, which I think is the most valuable thing we could do. As our risk of expansion ticks down, we will be able to trade with more people as their enormous dislike of me begins to fade away with time. They should never stop disliking me for their own good, but, you know, what do I know? We could do the Fortify province just to get rid of that weird 6 out of 5 fort thing. This is kind of freaking me out because I'm not really sure what this is doing. It doesn't display any problem. So I don't know. I don't think this is related to not paying my forts that much. Yeah, this shouldn't affect the actual fort capacity. This is the garrison of the fort and the defense of the fort. So I don't know what's going on with that, I'll be honest. Let's also go back down to decreased pay just for slightly happier Kenny. Should be good. This is kind of a tough choice. I think I will do the local import routes because I may want to actually reorganize my trade goods. Actually, that being said, I do want to keep the vegetable bonus because of the moose slave cost. It has added up quite a bit, and it will add up more in the future too. Hemp is fine. The issue is I went for hemp just because there wasn't really anything else good available, but we may decide to not keep hemp and get something else. I suppose we'll see. Money is doing quite well also. That's good. I don't like that. 31st of July. I think we'll just barely dodge them and get into port. Okay. Whew. That was real close. I'm not going to lie. You heard me. I was audibly scared by that one. Yikes. All right, let's be more careful. These guys just roared out of the fog of war. Didn't even see them coming. Very spooky. All right, Donwin, how you holding up? She is 60 years old. Yikes. We have another trader? Really? Where did this come from? From Pops? I guess we have such a big population down here. We can do another one. Okay, well, we'll get an additional 7th one then once our thing finishes. What do we want? Again, our options are kind of limited here. I've already got the livestock. Honey could be quite good, but no one wants to give me honey. I could just go for something valuable, I suppose. Dyes is really valuable. Could trade with the Carthaginians. I think dyes might be the one I go for, because I do have nobles here in my capital province, and it's a valuable resource. That being said, I shouldn't really import resources for their value when most of the value is really in exporting. The alternative is I actually go for woad, although I can only get one copy of woad right now. These are all capital bonuses, so these guys won't give it up unless I already have like a good relationship with them. So I would want to get woad mainly for the surplus bonus because most of my population is tribesmen. So I think what I'll do is I will go for dyes from the Carthaginians just for the extra money, and noble happiness is certainly not bad in Kantiakia, where I do have a handful of nobles here or there, and they're going to produce research points, which isn't going to matter so much for me, but it will matter more once I am a monarchy and able to actually research things, which will be fun. So, yeah. Mine is almost finished. And, yeah, we've got a lot of good bonuses around here. Could build more buildings in Londinium as well. I I think I'll wait until we're a monarchy, because I just want to make some... I want to look at how my population will transform once we become a monarchy before I make those decisions. No need to have too much infrastructure too early here. Mine is complete. Looks good. We should get some trade offers in a moment here. My economy will improve even more. Up you go. Right, where are my trade offers? Come on. There we go. Sabuzatia. So these offers are coming from people further and further away who don't know as much about my warmongering ways. All right, almost a gold from that per month. Very, very good. We're looking really solid monetarily. That's why I waited to build this fleet until I reached that point. Because now we can actually afford to have this big fleet. Alright, so this is a good start, I think. Oh, I guess we'll have 4 hexares. Let's go ahead and get this set up here. Link size can be 5, I suppose. We'll build 2 more Liburnians, actually, so I have 10 on... I have 5 on each side. Alright. I'm just waiting around, by the way. What I'm mostly waiting for is for this to reach 100 in order to advance this mission here. And then I think I can just grab this. And after a year, I can then grab this, and then I'm done. So I think that's the situation there. Okay, I can import more because I finished that investiture. Stone is really good, but I would need to give up another slot to get the extra one, because I would need both sets of stone for it to be worth it. Let's see here. Could get earthenware. National Freeman happiness could be good. Population output. Get olives for slave happiness. I think if I were to get stone, what would I give up to get stone? Probably amber is the one I'd give up. Well, Amber's pretty valuable, though. What else am I importing here? Maybe I give up hemp for the stone? But then I got it just for that chip damage. Tricky trade decisions here. Maybe I can't afford to switch to stone. Let's actually just let's get something valuable. We may reorganize our trade situation once we don't have this insane aggressive expansion, and maybe once we're a monarchy. Really, the aggressive expansion is the main thing. Let's actually hold off for now. Well, no, I want to get something, right? Like, I have mercantile stance. I can pretty cheaply pick up a trade deal. I'll just get something that's the most valuable of what I have available, which will probably be woad, looking at it. 3.5. Yep. Woad or earthenware? Earthenware. I'll get the earthenware just because then I'll have an extra copy. I'll get the National Freeman output. So that's a little better, but yeah, we will revisit that once things are different. We have no other trades available anywhere because, actually, we're trading amber here still. Is that counting for my trade here? Yeah, amber, I'm getting 0.17 from this impossible trade. The game doesn't stop your trade, so until I sufficiently annoy whoever that is for Ardeni, I think it's one of the German tribes, I'll continue getting this completely illegal 0.17 gold that I shouldn't be able to get in this province with no ports. But yeah, all your trade is through ports and marketplaces, so none of these other territories have any ports or whatnot, so no trading available back there. Yeah. Looking at our population, it's probably around time that we did another colony, isn't it? I keep forgetting to do that on time. Almost definitely, it's been a little while. Who's left for colonial purposes? The Trinowantians? Really? I don't think there's any good colony locations for them, though. Sinomegas? I mean, no, I'm thinking of Noeomegas, yeah. If it was Noeomegas, that's a future city location. So if it was Noviomagus, I'd consider it, but because it's Sinomagus up here in the plains, definitely not. Oh god, all these people have all these... Alright, the Cornoians, where are they at? They're, they're in this area here, okay. What do you offer? Letoketum. Letoketum. Nope, that's not very... I mean, that's a fine location, but if it was in, like, Alauna, this might be a future city location, because it's on the river, it's farmland. This would be fine, although this is going to be a city as well, so... whatever. Let's see. Wrong button. Let's see what other options we have here. I have so many colonies set up, to be fair. I probably shouldn't be too worried. Duratrigan, I think we already know that's not going to go too well. Well, actually, there's a lot of territory down here. Maybe Connectio? Soriodunum? Nope. I mean, this is a fine location. Actually, hold on. It's farmland. But I wouldn't build a city there, so we're going to not do that. Okay. Then up in the far north, we got the Texalian. Really? Oh, these populations are too small for colonies. So actually, we are basically caught up on colonial ventures there. Yeah. Also, the Iceni are real pleased with me. Let's actually do some cultural stuff now while I'm looking at this. We can also unpause. The Iceni. I could restore, or I could revoke their exemption from census tax. Citizens and nobles will become a more important part of my nation as I, become a monarchy. But for now, I think it's fine to keep it like this. Could do this, freemen and slaves. The issue is, this is a gamble, because the happy Iceni population, if their output is just reduced in this flat regard, is it really better? I don't think any of these are really worth it. And I don't really want to do anything with these other cultures except colonize them and replace them with Iceni. So let's actually see how that's going in my various lands. If I were to look at administration, these all have the right policy in place. I could release subjects, actually. That's an interesting idea. I could actually take territory. I mean, I can make someone a client in a peace deal, but I could also take territory and then release them as client states. I will not be releasing anybody as client states around here. That's for sure. Here in Britannia, that would be a terrible idea, so let's not do that. Population-wise, Iceni culture... Nobody here is Iceni culture. Okay. Actually, no, that's not right. Hold on. Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing there. I should look at it at the province level, shouldn't I? Okay, let's see here. 29% Iceni, 18% Iceni. What's this? In a stunning display of generosity, Sinorix, a well-loved member of our religious institution, has commissioned a grand festival out of his own pocket. All right. Hello. So we get a 5% integrated culture happiness in the entire nation. That's pretty handy. All right, what's this? Durawernum prospers. The chiefs of Durawernum have sent an envoy proclaiming that harvests, trade, and taxation have all produced a huge surplus this year. In a splendid show of national spirit, they have decided to offer the additional income to the state. Perhaps we could let them spend the money for their own uses, however. Get 20 gold, or tribesmen in Durawernum, or popularity for Donwyn and Kantiakia get some bonuses for, 5 years, I think, is what that is. Honestly, I mean, Kantiakia has infinite loyalty because it's the capital. The freeman happiness in Kantiakia could be kind of good, actually. The popularity isn't terrible. Getting Donwyn topped off with that could be handy. Or 2 tribesmen in Durawernum, which I'm actually thinking might be the one I go for. Durawernum can definitely sustain them. Yeah. Or 20 gold. 20 gold is 1 month of it's a little more than 1 month of income versus true productive tribesmen who will produce various goods. So let's get some tribesmen into Durawernum. Yeah. And they're Iceni culture too, so even more Iceni appearing in my lands. Very good. You know, one thing I could do, so here's the issue. I have 2 problems in terms of the internal situation in my nation. I have too many people who aren't Iceni, and I don't have enough slaves. Which makes one wonder, is there a common solution for these two problems? Am I that tyrannical that I would set the civic rights to a culture to just be enslaved? Which I think is something I can do. Yes, I could disenfranchise an entire culture. Okay. Yeah, I can't change that for my main group. That's fine. I think this is something way earlier in the series I talked about, but I wasn't sure how to do. I didn't click this button when I was thinking about it, and I was confused. But now that I am thinking about it, is there perhaps a little minority culture that I could get away, that I haven't colonized yet, that I could get away with doing this to? Perhaps even the Trinowantians, who I have not colonized because they don't have a good colony location, and they are, interestingly, mostly in an area that has a large Iceni minority and could very quickly be, taken care of like that. Let's investigate this together, you and me. So if I were to switch them to slaves, their culture would be unhappy for reasons I'm sure don't need to be explained. Slavery imposed, yeah. So they wouldn't be very productive, but I don't need them to be productive. I just need them to exist. Dude, do you see this? Do you see that on your screen? The Freeman bar for Kantian is flashing. It's kind of a weird graphical glitch. I don't know what's going on. So, but do I dare do something this drastic? What could be the possible ramifications? I'm not sure there would be any, really. Who would really be upset? The Trinowantian nation has not existed since almost the start of the game. They're one of my first, targets, so... I might have some trouble with certain provinces being completely depopulated with all the Trinowantians being enslaved. So let's actually go through and double check. Is there anyone around here who's just Trinowantian? Basically anywhere that wasn't one of my starting locations. So Cinemegus. I'm going to move some Iceni tribesmen in just to shore it up a little bit from Londinium. That's fine. Just to make sure there's at least one Iceni here. I'm just scared that if I enslave them all, that might somehow depopulate a province. I don't think it would, because the slaves still count for that, but I'm going to be extra careful here. Okay, that's fine. This is, yeah, definitely fine. Where else are the Trinowantians at? Oh, this is a handy little map mode. Trinowantians. There's an Iceni there, though. Yeah, Wentic and Norm's definitely fine. This will be fine. Okay, so let's try this out. We are this is pretty brutal even for me, but you know what? We need more. This is the true British roleplay experience. We're so insane about having a giant trade empire. We're prepared to just colonize our own core population. If you're not Iceni, then you're not going to keep your rights. Sorry, Trinowantians. Oh, this costs. I mean, it's not that much. Am I going to let 5 political influence really stop me at this point? After talking about it, it's 26 slaves, or I guess some of them are already slaves. Some number less than 20, I guess we can actually look like this. 16 new slave new slave population. That's an entire... I could probably basically set up 2 more productive slave tiles with moving slaves over from other places too. All for just 5 influence. Oh man, this is tough because I really do not want to spend influence on anything because I'm just waiting for that 1 influence thing. But I think this is too juicy not to at least try out. So sorry, Trinowantians. I am... But then again... If I don't do this, they might convert naturally to be Iceni, because the Trinowantians are living in 2 of my most core provinces, Icenia and Cantiacia, where there's a lot of cultural assimilation going on, and most of the Trinowantians that lived here originally have already become Iceni. So I would be depriving myself of a population I would convert later, which is the trade-off. So... I think I am going to wait. I'm actually not going to do it, even though I don't think I'm against the idea in principle, because that population will become Iceni. And look at this, my levy continues to grow. It's already at 22. This is all from just the population converting to Iceni. That's why I've had it going this whole time. It's just been a few years, and already this has grown from the 4 or 5 that it was at for such a long time. Absolutely worth it. I'm really glad. Tribal Chief Crixus offers friendship. Ooh. Ruler of Karnonakia. Which is... Oh, yeah, one of my allies. Yeah, that's right. This could be useful. All right. Maybe the other one will do it too. Let's actually see. I think there's an achievement for having two, like, chieftain-level friends at the same time. Let's try it out. Attempt to make friends with Cinerix Calatus. All right. Donwin has a little mission now. Very good. The benefits of power. Okay, this is one of those making friends events. An outspoken critic of Cinerix Calatus has been seeking refuge in our country for some time. He is a man of no importance, banished from his own land. He seeks alms and spread vicious rumors of debauchery and corruption about the court of Cinerix. This could be an excellent opportunity to get in his good books. Okay, so I don't care about the tyranny, but I do care about the political influence. Not this one, sorry. Donwin's probably, like, loaded, right? Like, she can probably afford to spend some money to make this happen. I'm gonna build one more Hexet, I think. We have another building slot, too. Yeah, what do I build here? I think I was waiting to see what I wanted later. Our population here is pretty substantial. Is it holding steady, or is it too large to sustain? That's pretty big for a tribal city, I'll admit. I mean, the food capacity is certainly fine. We're way above food capacity. Might even be worth building some granaries around here, to be honest. And they do add, I think, a lot of... Yeah, they add 2% civilization level as well. But I'm not sure it's super necessary right now. Maybe we'll revisit that idea. Didn't mean to click that. Could build another marketplace. Although, actually, hold on. Is there a... Earthworks Foundry? No, okay. Bust. Bump up the civ level even higher. It's at 40 right now. Really, really good assimilation speed. I'll revisit that later. I think I need to, like, in between episodes, actually, at one point, really look at all the various buildings and make some decisions for my cities, what I want to do. Any other... I could start building forts in the south. That's something I said I might do. Like in Olconum and whatnot. Exotic gifts. Okay, this is more like it. Donwin, yeah, she's got plenty of money. She's been earning cash her whole life. Wild beasts from the far corners of the earth make for eye-catching and exotic gifts. Various merchants throughout the region offer a wide range of creatures, both for the arena and private ownership, from Scythian colts to Nubian leopards. The question is, what impressive beast to send for this guy? So these are actually definitely... only a tiger is sure to win him over. He's going to be really impressed with the tiger. Definitely. I think I'll build a fort in Olconum. Wait, I won't? Oh yeah, I can't because it's disloyal. When is it loyal? Is it 40? What's the culture here? It's definitely mostly Demnonian. I could make the Demnonians happier to try and improve this. Let's see, Demnonian. This would really, really help, actually. 7 loyalty. Cultural integration speed. I like... Well, actually, hold on. That's for the integration mechanic. That's not what I want. Losing stability. I don't really want to lose stability right now. Okay, we'll just let it continue to do its thing. In the meantime, I might build a fort actually somewhere else. I said before maybe in... did I say here is where I'd do it? And Noviomagus, Dura Trigorium. If I did it there, that'd be really good coverage. It would really help protect my southern coast here. What do I have here? Wood? Yeah, I'll build a fort here. Why not? Better safe than sorry, you know. Let's see if I get that achievement by befriending that other guy in Texalia. Always love getting achievements. Alright, looking good so far. I'm going to wait for that last event to fire before I call it an episode, because I'm very curious to see if I can pull it off. It seems to be like a random chance thing if these friendship events are successful. Making an impression. The official diplomatic channels offer many ways to impress and show our respect for Cinerix Calatus, a diplomatic envoy is perhaps the most obvious, bringing gifts and publicly expressing our desire for friendship. We could also send a religious delegate to tour the temples of his country, or attempt to win the favor of Cinerix Calatus with the choice of our imposing soldiery. We could lose stability, we're above 20, so I think that's what matters. Not that one. Manpower. Believe it or not, even though this is a huge amount of manpower, I might actually pick that one, because we're actually almost at our manpower cap. Screw it, yeah. We are almost at our manpower cap. I was about to complain about not being able to lose my manpower for anything. I'd rather use it than to lose influence or stability. So, hey, it works. Spurned? You kidding me? You jerk. What's that about? You love me. I'll try again. If first you don't succeed, try again, I suppose. And that will be a good place to stop for this episode. Thank you so much for watching this extra sleepy episode of the Icenia campaign / Britannia campaign. Next time, we will continue to try and befriend the chieftain of the Texalia tribe, and continue our infrastructure advancement and our slow march to 100 political influence, and the beginning of the 12-month waiting period for those other missions. But once we are a monarchy, things will start to get a little bit more fast-paced. There's going to be a lot of change in our nation, and that's going to be real exciting. So hope you stick around for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.